Hello, Ryan here, aka Mac, and welcome. Today I'm going to do a sort of first look ship tour of the new Drake cutter, which is Drake's entry into the world of starter ships, and it is one of my favourites. Is that interactable? So we'll just do a quick walk around on the outside and then we'll go and check out its interior. It is, you can tell it's Drake. It looks like some sort of Ford Transit van with big VTOL thrusters. It's even got a rear spoiler. But in terms of general specs, very general, it does have two, I think, size 1 Badger repeaters. Badger repeaters. And I think it had 4 size 1 CS missiles. I did fire them all. You've probably seen that a little bit already. But yeah, just... they're not branded. I don't know what brand they are. I've not actually checked because I no longer have them. So it's not really heavily armed, as you would expect for a starter ship. It can sort of hold its own to a degree, or at least scare off people with a couple of pew-pews, but it's nothing really to be raving about. Now, it was said that the VTOLs are the same VTOLs as the Vulture, which is nice, and you will hear it when I do a little bit of an audio go around it. You'll hear it kind of mechanically changing. I believe a storm is actually rolling in. I flew over that direction a little bit more, and there was a storm. I hope it's not heading this way. And you've also got small retro thrusters here, and then small forward thrusters there, as well as obviously the VTOLs, which do rotate. You've got these maneuvering thrusters dotted around. This one looks like it might slide a little bit. Very nice. All in all, the actual design and styling is right up my street. I am a big Drake fan, and it does marry up nicely with the Corsair, which was the first gold standard Drake ship. Those actually look like they can move a little bit. I wonder if we'll have that option. And that's where the name will go once they bring back the ability to name our ships. They're just working on tech to allow the letters to scale properly, depending on how many letters you use. We will go inside, but there is nice to have a couple of windows either side of the cargo bay. Not really useful. It might just tell you whether it's night or day more than anything else. They look like countermeasure launchers, but I'm not sure. Could be. And then you've got the same on this side from the previous side. However, there is a fuel port here, which is kind of strange. Oh no, sorry. As always, I always get this mixed up. So this is the fuel port for when you're in a hangar or on the ground and you have a vehicle that's bringing you fuel, like a ground vehicle. Or you're just using whatever you've got in your hangar to refuel it. Now, when you're in flight, this at the front is the fuel port. So when you have in-flight refueling, if you're, say, flying alongside a starfarer or using a starfarer to refuel you, this is where the port will come out. Can't do anything with it just yet, though. What does that say about component access? Okay, clearly I'm not qualified at all. But you've got here a couple of headlights and a big one in the middle. Not sure what the orange bits are for. Very industrial looking, especially with the black and yellow markings all over. But yeah, to me, this is my go-to starter ship now. I do still have the Aurora LX from like 2013. I will not be getting rid of that just for the sake of it being my very first ship. So I'm keeping hold of that. But in terms of a daily driver... Ooh, sounds like it's going to break any minute. I love it. In terms of a daily driver, a vehicle to just do the basic amenities, like flying around, picking up boxes, that kind of thing. Very simple things. This is so well suited for it. You've got a nice cargo hold here, which in essence can hold more than the 4 SEU that it is allocated to with the cargo area, so you stack them all there. You can put more in. You wouldn't be able to get past, really, but you could always shimmy them in and then use your tractor beam to get them out again. I wouldn't recommend it. It's a bit awkward, but possible. Not to mention that we're not just going to see cargo containers. There will be other items like components, physical items that you can put in here. Now, vehicle-wise, we know that the Dragonfly won't fit. We know that the STV will, and so will the Mule. But anything else doesn't. The Nox does. Sorry, the Nox does fit. But yeah, anything else beyond that does not. So no rock. It's not a good rock combination ship, which is a shame, but you know, it's not intended for that purpose. It's just a starter ship, just to get people into the game. Now the control panel, which is still in the works by the looks of things, you've got a light switch here, which turns it off. Very nice indeed. It's a bit bright outside, so let's just close the door. See what it's like in the dark. And as you can see, they've got the tinted yellow windows, just giving a dark environment in here. Now we can turn the lights back on. Is that the wind coming in? I knew the storm was on the way, damn it. Hopefully it won't blow my ship away because I've turned the engines off. Now we'll see how it goes. So yeah, this is with the lights on. Nice and compact, nice and homely, to a degree with it being Drake. Now you've got these little saddle, or whatever these are, racks up here, which hopefully will be usable. I don't know if they will, I'm hoping so. You've got all your components, or the majority of your components in here, and these are not protected behind doors. They are sort of caged in with the industrial looking yellow bars. And they all house the appropriate components. Now, these I think are scanners, because GNP make scanners or radars. Don't know what the other bits are for, but you've got your cooler there, you've got what looks to be maybe a battery, is that? Could be. And then power plants, quantum drive, and a shield generator. Now, I'm not going to go through the specs or the stats. That is findable on the website. And, quite frankly, I haven't actually checked. But this is, as I say, just a quick walkthrough. Or a first look. So let's go into the habitation room, which is equally beautiful. Are the lights on here? They look like they are. Something I do like is about the lights, how they flicker on and off. Now that will definitely be more of a Drake thing than any other manufacturer, just to kind of give that essence of it's not immediate, you know, high-tech. It is low-tech, and it shows. So you have your standard bunk, which does have its own little reading light, which I do like. Got to press them twice for the first time for some reason. Like so. Very nice indeed. Not sure what this is, or if it's going to have any purpose. It might give you a little bit of a readout or information about certain systems in your ships, but at the moment, it does not. On this side, you have your bathroom, or toilet. Let's put the light on in here. Press it twice. On it comes. And this here, this circular bit here is where the VTOLs are. So it's nice to kind of get that exposure inside of the VTOLs. And then here you have your toilet. I don't think it... Oh, there's the shower, which you don't need to have a shower-toilet combi as such. And your sink. The basic amenities. I mean, you can't ask for much. It's Drake. The fact that it has a toilet is a win. Emergency supplies, which I assume will one day be filled with first aid stuff. Oh, shit. Locked myself in the dark bathroom. You can lock them as well, only on certain ones. Not all of them. Now, looks like there might be some overhead storage. They don't have, at the moment, the access to the inventory like you do on the Corsair, where it is under the bed, which is a shame, but I'm sure it will come. I think they also have that on the Vulture, come to think of it. Not sure if these are going to be leading to anywhere at the moment. There is nothing there to see. You have what looks to be more of a drinks unit, perhaps. Could equally be where a fire hydrant goes, but I don't know. And then shelving, which will be usable. You'll be able to display stuff that you've gathered up on your way around. And this is your locker, which unfortunately pulls you, it doesn't keep you in, kicks you out again. But eventually will be usable for storing all your gear. And that is the habitation room. A nice bit of space, and it's nice to have shelving so you can bring in, you know, memorabilia or things that you found, stick it on display. Now, onto the bridge. Already you have like a heavy weapons component here. Oh, sorry, holster. An area for a handgun or a tool, and for a weapon, one weapon, which is fine. You can store more down here. You can put them on your bed, or just keep them in a box when that happens. You also have access to other components here, which this looks like the computer, where you'll have 2 blades, maybe more. We'll see when they design the actual component what we get. And I would assume it's either life support or your radar or something that needs to be on hand while you're in the cockpit. There are other panels and whatnot which could just be rule of cool design rather than anything of any substance. But all in all, a really well equipped location is this, and it looks like bulkheads in between as well. So it's a really well equipped location ship where you can have the tools and the items you need without worrying too much. I think here you can probably store some ammunition. And also, it seems to be something down there. Is that for another item? In fact, I won't grab that one. I do have a multi-tool here. But it wasn't staying put. Yeah. It won't stay there because for some reason there's a bit of a glitch where it just keeps bringing it back into my inventory. So you could put a tool there, and then a weapon there, and another. So you've got 3 small weapons, tools, locations, and then 1 rifle. Very nice. Now, the lights here also control. We can close the door. We can lock the door. Like so it can't open. Did I turn the lights on or off there? One thing I like doing, actually, with this ship, which will be available for all ships, is when flying in the dark, you can turn the light off so that the lights in the cockpit are not blinding you, because sometimes it can make it really difficult to actually see where you're going when the lights in the cockpit are bright. So I've started turning them off, which is not available for all ships, but the new ones, definitely. So a nice 2-tiered bridge with seat that will rotate up. A bit too high-tech for Drake, if you ask me, but, you know, beggars can't be choosers. And then a sort of a cut-down version of the Corsair control panel, which is a very nice design. I am a big fan of this new design. And one thing that I really like is this. The armor on the outside. Which is, I hope, coming to the Carrack one of these days. I don't know what the key binding is for it, but that is what it looks like on the outside. Where it just, I don't know, maybe it gives you a little extra protection. I don't know if it's a rule of cool thing or if it is more of a intended feature. I'm hoping the latter, because it is a different material other than glass, so it could protect you a bit more than just glass. I wasn't quick enough, but there you go. That's very cool. And then here you have all your different controls that will all be interactable, and eventually your character's hand will reach out and press the buttons and do the necessary things. And that's the button to get out of here. Very cool sounds. Right, let us start her up, listen to the audio, and just sort of see what it does. There are other keys around here to interact with. Like, you've got all your IFCS stuff here, your weapons, power, energy, all that kind of stuff. The doors, as we've just shown off. Exit, weapons, which are not functional yet. And then your quantum drive spooling there. Doesn't look like any of those are interactable. Self-destruct, don't press that button. Your lighting, landing gear, which you can't do while you landed anyway. And that looks like it for the controls. So let's get some audio going. Let's listen to a startup. Very nice. And if you listen to the VTOLs, they've got a bit of a clunkiness to them. Not the best audio with it being so stormy, but maybe we can hear them out here better. Quite punchy, mechanical. And you hear that sort of grind, not grind, but smooth slide as it rotates. I love it. Right, let's power up. Oh, that's powering down. We'll take her for a quick spin, see how she handles, try and get out of this wind, maybe put her down somewhere else. I will say, when you do take off, it has a bit of a spring to it. Like, you can feel it grip, only when your VTOLs are down, but you can feel it kind of gripping, and then it kind of bounces up. You can almost feel it, or can see it, can't you? It's like it's just sticking to the ground a little bit. Boing! It's very satisfying. Let me try and get that on the outside. Don't know what it is that does that, but I like it. It's like a little frog. Anyway, enough hoo-ha, let's go. They fold away nicely. Beautiful. It's a bit of a thug to push around. Quite heavy. Not the most maneuverable by any means. But it's quite fun to fly. You've really got to anticipate your turn a little bit beforehand. Yours fine, yours pretty well. Rolls not badly as well, actually. It's quite quick to roll. I would say all round right now it feels pretty nippy and user-friendly, but I know they are changing up a lot. As I said in the Corsair video, they're changing and focusing on, well, they will be soon focusing on bringing in a lot more characteristics to flight. So whatever it feels like now might not be the finished product, and it might change up quite a bit. And that goes for every ship, making them feel more like they're intended to, rather than just kind of what they're faked at the moment. But it is slow. You're not going to win any races. Maybe a bit of a drag race, because apparently the engines allow it to move quite quickly. We'll see what we can do in a straight line, actually. In atmosphere, so quite low to the ground. Relatively low, anyway. Let's try and head off that way. Hopefully the storm will go. See what the top speed is. We'll boost it as well. So we're getting to about 225, 226. Not looking like we're going to do much more, as it's only as we're going up we're getting more speed there. But without boost, at this level of in atmosphere on Microtech, which is about 1,500 meters, you're talking 175. Not quick, but not too shabby. And again, this is a starter ship. This isn't supposed to be anything overly special in any area. It is just an entry into the game to allow those new to the game to do something, to get on with the majority of the gameplay. And in regards to the other starter ships, it is definitely more of a personal preference as to which style you like the most. They all do generally the same thing, but the benefit of this ship in particular is that it is benefiting from the gold standard pass as such, because it's a modern ship that has the majority, all of the current modern tech that is available for ships implemented, whereas the other ships like the Aurora or the Mustang does not. That is missing. That has not had its gold standard pass, so it's missing a few things, which they will get. Like, for example, the store box for the Aurora, which clips underneath, don't have that on it right now, so you're not going to benefit in terms of cargo hauling all that much. And all the interactions, all the component locations, personal inventory locations, or physical inventory locations and physical components. But all in all, the way starter ships go, like, I upgraded my Mustang Beta to get this because it is practically the same thing but a different manufacturer, and it actually has a cargo bay, whereas the Mustang does not. I don't think the Mustang Beta is even supposed to have a cargo base. I know the other Mustangs do, but not quite like this. So, you know, you've got not only have you got a 4 SEU cargo bay, which isn't the biggest, but clearly the cargo hold is bigger than that. Is it nosing down? I think it is slightly nosing down. The cargo bay is slightly bigger than that of... I think it might be on par with the Aurora, but once that gets... No, that's got 3, hasn't it? Once they get the store ore box underneath. Okay, it looks alright. We should be safe. Famous last words. So yeah, not only do you have a decent-sized cargo bay, which, fair enough, only 4, but you have all this area here to store random things, not just... SEU boxes. You can put components that you find. You can use this once we get salvaging expanded to things like component extraction or even just looting and everything being physicalized. You will be able to put them all inside the bay and keep them here. You'll have to maneuver around them, but they'll be here. And then on top of that, you have this excellent little habitation room with storage, shelving, a bathroom, a bed. It really has everything you need, as well as weapon racks. Large weapon racks. Now again, the Aurora, the Mustang, they will also get weapon racks. I think we're going to pass over that nicely. We'll see, this might be the end of the video. They will also get the components and their weapons and whatnot all lined up, but they don't have it right now. So you are getting the most up-to-date starter ship with the Drake Cutter, but it might not be to your taste. So you're fine with the Aurora, you're fine with the Mustang. But it is limited in terms of what you can do. This is set up for the majority of the gameplay that's available today. So yeah, take it as you will. I personally love the Drake Cutter. It is now my go-to starter ship. I bet you're all waiting for me to just blow up, aren't you? It is my go-to starter ship, as well as a kind of a daily driver. And my usual daily driver is the Avenger Titan. And I think that'll be just popped aside for the time being, while I appreciate this a little more. But with that said, be sure to subscribe if you want to continue seeing videos like this. Ooh, we were close. We were very close. I do have the Pisces video to come out later on as well. I'll be working on this right now, and then I'll be doing the Pisces video a little later on. So do keep an eye out for that. Thank you so much for watching. Also, come and hang out over at twitch.tv/supermacbrother. You are all more than welcome over there. But yeah, let me know what you think. So far, it gets a thumbs up from me.